1 week after the slap, we're back like hookers on skates. Welcome to the Black Super Friends Network. Welcome to the real. All right, it's another week. We 1 week after the slap. Y'all done talked about it to death, but we back. And now we're going to talk about a few things. And to start this show off, I'm going to give it over to another captain while I work on a few things behind the scenes. I'm going to let Date Doctor take us in the beginning.
Thank you, Horzum. I appreciate you guys for having me tonight on this wonderful platform called BSF Nation. With dating season upon us, we are just getting out of COVID. We are just being able to get back outside. With dating season upon us, I would like to have a conversation with my people. I think that's important to have a conversation with my people because we should have it in a way that it connect. Like I said, with dating season upon us, I want to talk about proper dining etiquette. Most of our dates normally are centered around food. When we take a woman out, normally it's to dinner, drinks, or something like that. What I want to have a conversation is about proper dining etiquette, specifically tipping. Fellas, we must tip. Generally, I suggest a 20% tip. Anywhere from 15 to 20 is good, but when you go out, you must prepare to tip. It's a part of the dining experience. The waitress or the waiter is what we call them a server, but we don't want to treat them like servants. They work for the bare minimum per hour, and the bulk of their money, well, like 80% of their money, come from your tipping. Again, I think a good rule of thumb is 10%. It's 20%. The best way to find out if what's 20% is finding out what's 10%. And just multiplying it by 2. Let's say your bill is $100. 10% of $100 is 10. You know that because 10 times 10 is 100. So now since you got 10%, you can easily make it 20% because all 20% is 10% 2 times. So again, that's a good rule of thumb. It's getting to the point where restaurants are starting to target us. It's getting to the point where even black servers have spoken about how they don't want to serve us because they fear that we will not tip. I wanted to get you guys' opinion on this. Let's start with the latest man. He's a single guy. How do you feel about proper dining etiquette, especially tipping?
Tipping is a must, but tipping does consist of the service that you receive, and you have to always do that. But I think it's a must. I tip well, I should say. So if my service is good and I enjoy my time out, I'm gonna take my time and make sure that I reciprocate that to the person who got my food to me promptly, who was attentive to what I said, and got me an extra drink when I didn't even beckon for him or her. So I think that's very important. Also, another thing that you can't leave out with that tipping is when you go out on these dates, especially if they're in a group setting. Let's talk about the individuals who start hawk-eyeing a check and their math is all wrong because they forget about taxes and tipping. That's very, it's not cool. But yeah.
Like I always say, round up. What do you think, DeMario?
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like, you know what, I'm gonna tip because I didn't want to be I wanted to break the stereotypical black people don't tip. But then I had to understand that my financial status and my money management skills that you signed up for this job and you knew that you worked off tips. So it behooves you to have a great attitude, great personal skills, and be attentive. So I tip off your service. I don't tip because I have to, because I don't have to. I came to eat and I paid for my food. So I used to just give tips when I used to be like, man, she didn't fill my water up, or he didn't do this, and I still just gave, like you said, 20% no matter what. And I started saying, hold up, Right. You filled out the application. They said you're going to get paid $3.66 an hour plus tips. You need to be a good waiter. Else, go find a job that's non-commissionary. And then I started thinking like, bro, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then I'm not going to tip you good. I'm going to tip you something. I'm never going to not leave nothing, but I'm not going to give you a good tip. But if you do good, I'm probably going to give you one of the best tips you done had. So it's just up to the person because I feel like people should be held accountable for their service. Don't fill out the application if you don't want to do the job.
Okay, well, let me examine that. You said you tip well and you tip good. I've as a person that's previously been in the dining as a job, we think 20%, anywhere from 15 to 20 is customary. So what do you set good at?
Let's just say my you keep coming over there, y'all need anything to drink. If it's a biscuit or a bread place and you're getting biscuits or you bread, you just keep walking by the table, y'all all right, and all that kind of stuff. If the bill $100, I'm gonna give you like $30, $35. Cause I'm gonna tell, you know what I'm saying? Like cause I understand. And I felt like, bro, you juggling all these tables, you doing this. I'm saying that you put in effort to do your job. So I'm gonna give you a good tip. But if you don't, it's gonna be probably $10.
Well, before I go to Horace, I wanna, by having this history in hospitality, I know that your server's service is connected to a lot of things. It's connected to the kitchen. Your kitchen could be off that night. It's connected to the dishwasher. The dishwasher could be late or whatever, and his dishes is backed up, which makes dinner, it affects dinner. Your busboy. I was previously a busboy and a waiter, but a busboy can be off his game or late. Normally they hire, a lot of the restaurants hire younger guys. So, you know, and then even with the waitresses themselves, I like to begin with introducing myself to the waitress and getting their name and making them feel as though, you know, they're human, treating them like they're human, because people tend to give you better service or just more attentive. Because I understand what you're saying about the quality of service, but it does depend on a lot of other factors, and sometimes that's out of their control. But with you beginning to rapport with that person, they more attentive to come and at least explain the problems. Horace, what you think about this?
Well, first off, when I go to dinner, I'm happy. That is my place of fellowship. So I'm coming in there happy. I'm gonna talk to the people, make them feel like I appreciate them for everything they do. Give some free game to the waitresses or the waiters. If you say you don't charge me for the drinks, which are usually people don't recognize, the $3.50 to $2.50 at a restaurant, right? I see that. I'm going to make sure I give you more towards your tip, whatnot. If I have bad service, I am going to give, because most restaurants, I just severed a business relationship on those double gratuity things that are popping up that they put on black customers. We'll talk about that later. But I had a struggle for a long time. I always tip good, but I say Jesus only asked for 1/10, which is 10%. And some restaurants want 18 and 20%. So I struggle with that dearly, Chris. But I do, listen, it ain't got nothing to do with the date, because she don't know, she ain't paying. But I will say that if I get great service, I really have sympathy for people that work in that industry, because a lot of times those managers or restaurant owners are a piece of work. You get what I'm saying? But I do fight against the places now that on a urban night where we come, they put that hidden gratuity on there or automatic gratuity. I don't agree with that. So I call it a black tax. So if I see that on there, boy, I struggle with that, because I know that the wait staff usually doesn't get it. So those are my thoughts.
When you
before Chris go, Chris, I want you shut right there. That is what I'm talking about. Like, I know you can't control the cook. I know you can't control the glasses. I know you can't, but you right now, I done been at restaurants where they're like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. We only got one cook. If there's anything I can help you with, bro, I'm not helping you do your job. That's your job. Like, I'm saying, like, I know you can't control everything, but I done been at restaurants where all that's going on, and I ain't seen my waiter in 20 minutes. Like, bro, like that right there. I don't care if you walk by the table and say, I'm sorry, we short staffed. I don't care. I'm patient. But you have to address me because it's your job. That's all I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing with that. Normally when that happens to me, because again, I'm a person that worked in the hospitality field. 20% is customary for us. It's not great. It's right where it's supposed to be. Well, slightly above average, I say. What normally happens in those situations is you contact the manager. The manager comes over, you explain the situation, and normally in a lot of restaurants, the manager will adjust your check. So then, with that being said, that's sort of like making amends to those whatever situation that came about. That way, 20% can still be getting tipped. So I suggest if you ever have run into service like that, contact the manager, have the manager come over, calmly explain your situation. They tend to adjust the bill for you, and you can still go with your customary 20%, or anywhere from 15%.
I don't know, Chris. I'm gonna double down. I'm with Mario. That communication, because if you say that to me, then that alleviates me having to contact the manager, because I'm not trying to bust your balls either. I just want to make sure that everything's flowing nicely and everything's going good, so that I can do what I came to do, which is eat good and take care of you for a good service. But sometimes you do run into in that industry where they don't communicate that, and then you're left to suffer. But then, like you said, you're gonna want your customary 20%. I think 20% is when you did a damn good job, and anything over and above that is me being a great patron. But I don't know.
I want to say that, let's be honest, we all have been in a restaurant with some of our own folks and been embarrassed, right? But I think that stereotype is kind of unfair, because most people have a bias towards, us at restaurants where they don't think we tip. And I don't know anybody that I'm around that don't tip good. So most of the time when they put those tabs on there sometime where it say like I bought blank and it's under 20 and it says suggested gratuity, and you look on there like $3.63, I think it comes back to hurting people as well sometimes. Because I usually at the least will tip $10. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of variables in there, Chris, but I get what you're saying, Date Doctor. You always break that for me.
No problem. Well, again, DeMario was at 35 to 30% of $100 bill. What about you, Horace? What's your good tip?
At what? How much?
DeMario was at 35%, 30 to 35. He said if he get exceptional service, he's going to go 30%, which would be $30 to $35 on a $100 bill. What about you? What's your good service tip?
Mario is a mighty fine Christian. Listen, new way 30.
He said he's for exceptional service. He's going 30 to 35. What about you?
20. Jesus asked for 10.
Hey, what would be your exceptional service? You travel, you go.
Yeah.
I've seen a plethora of restaurants. What is exceptional service? What is a good tip to you?
When it's on somebody else's bill, 25.
Listen, I got 20% for you
20%
at all times, and when I don't get the service that I think, I got 10. Because just like Horace said, if it's good for Jesus, it's good enough for you. I ain't gonna never not tip you. You had to really do something to make me just say the hell with you. You ain't getting a damn thing. You got to really do something. But other than that,
I'm gonna do something because I got the Black Nation on my back, so I don't even feel like I can do it. But I'm just saying, bro, like I'm just never, and I'm sorry, call me ass or whatever, bro. You can't make you can't make your problems my problems. Like I hate when people be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we only have one cook." Bro, you open up a restaurant. Like, it's not my job to staff. Oh, I'm sorry, the busboy. Bro, I feel you. I'm a manager. I deal with problems every day. I can't tell hey, I'm sorry. We all out of boxes. But you know what? I'm going to charge you full price and get a best tip. I'm sorry. No, that's not how life works. Bro, right now, if you know the cook short and you know the waiters are boom, you should come out there, hi, how you doing? Hey, I'm sorry. You need to be coming out there super nice, super happy, making my day feel like, you know what? I'm fucked up, man. He or she going through this, man. Let me bless them. Don't come out there, yeah, man, you know the cook, man. That's not my fucking problem. bro. I'm not paying for your dog. Burger King don't take tips.
Listen,
Macy's don't take tips. You chose to go to Applebee's, bro. There's 1,000 other jobs out there, bro. You said you want, because most people who work in them fields do what? Have good personalities.
Or smoke drugs.
hey,
Or yeah, or that
20%. Listen, I dated someone.
I'm joking to the hospitality.
I would give someone some money if I say, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna give you a big tip if you can make sure our food come out fast, make sure it come out hot, because I like my food hot." Listen, I dated somebody before that's when I gave a tip because they wanted everything extra well done, extra thick. I used to go there and just be like, I know mine gonna come out after. So everything was just over the top. Can I get my Starbucks? It was always extra. So those I get it.
I can't go on date with them.
My suggestion to you, Horace, before we go to another subject: never tell a man you're going to give him a big tip.
I work in public. My official job. Then Publix, you can't accept tips.
Shit. I mean, sorry.
I'm saying, like, so one of the most prestigious grocery stores you can't accept. There's nothing cheap about them. They don't have cheap grocery. They don't have cheap nothing. They don't, and they say, bro, don't accept tips. So they give you the best service. They better than any other grocery store, and they don't. And they tell their employees don't take tips.
Yeah.
So how did you get such great service and don't require tips? But then I go to Winn-Dixie and throw my shit in the trunk and.
Well, that's something that we definitely need to address with the restaurant racket, because I think that is something that's really need to be addressed. Service should get more paid more and not just have to rely on tips. I think that's something that we really need to address, and that's something that we can address in Congress and things like that through voting. But again, like I say, if you ever get bad service, well, that's how minimum wages get legislation get made for minimum wages. I know that.
I see what you did tonight.
You like that?
There's some unresolved issues from your experience when you was a bag boy bus boy. You went into a restaurant lately. You had bad service, and it all came back to you.
I started my career in hospitality. My first job was at Fountain View, right there on Palm Beach Lakes. That old folks home. I was a bus boy there. Then I moved from there to Roof Chris Steakhouse right there on North Lake in North Palm Beach, and I've seen the good and the bad of that. And so I have a history in hospitality, and I know that tipping is the lifeblood of the hospitality industry.
Well, before we move on, I want to say, Chris, you have impeccable manners, right? So I'm pretty sure that you did very well in the service industry, despite what you're doing here.
Because I seen my dog Rail clean up.
Oh yeah, that's what we need to have on the show.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
Now Rail don't play them.
I was the busser and the dishwasher. I seen my boy Terrell. I knew they tried to move me up for a waiter. I said never. And I seen my boy walk in at 3:00 in the afternoon after arguing with all the baby mama and hi, welcome. Yes. Instantly, bitch. Oh, yeah.
He got you a job at Cheesecake, didn't he?
He got me a job at Cheesecake. I seen my dog. We used to run up. I bust them tables fast as hell for my dog. We used to bust it down. I'm telling you. But I seen my dog, no matter what was going on, he walked in that restaurant and his smile was from hill to hill. He was accommodating. He was no sir. So you're not going to tell me that I have to take that when I've seen my homeboy, life in turmoil, walking to work. Hi.
Put everything
every day. I don't give it. I'm sorry. I've seen somebody do that too.
Now we used to mud Cheesecake. Darrell was the manager. We'll come up there, order whatever we want. But now then we'll leave a nice little tip now.
Hey,
we ain't paid for that.
And this, when Terrell became the manager, not to prolong this, my first date with my wife, I flew to Orlando. Terrell gave me a booth, a special cake. He had the people come out and sing. We had lobsters and steaks and all this. And then he said, bro, this is my brother. It's good. Just leave a good tip. I left $100 and something tip.
Oh, yeah.
Because, bro, the man had shit. Listen, but I'm saying Terrell always cared about tipping, but he hold people to accountability. Like, hey, bro, you got to have a good personality, bro. You can't be in here because he came from it. So that was my favorite cheesecake, man. I used to, I probably,
yeah, boy. I used to bring dates up in there and be like, girl, get whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Hey,
You good.
he had me
You
on the
good
road,
money.
boy. I flew to Georgia Peach down. Said, yeah, man, we're finna go take a trip, man. He came through the door. Your table is reserved. I said,
All right.
dog, man. Shout out to Real.
Shout
Hey,
out to
guys.
you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a almost like a lightning round here because we got 3 more topics. I came into the studio late tonight, so my apologies for me not being on top of what I need to be on top of. Wait a minute. All right, listen. I'm gonna give y'all something that's gonna be bad. Listen, I'm just gonna put the question up here, right? Because y'all didn't get a chance to rehearse this, right? So I'm gonna give you it'll be on the screen for you. Should a man let his woman accept gifts from another man if he can't afford it? Ooh-wee. And I was surprised at the comments that I seen today on social media. Oh man, it was very interesting. Hey, I'm gonna go to the ladies' man first. Come on, ladies' man.
But I don't recommend it. I don't think that you do that. That's one on Yelp for me. Don't ever do that. I mean, you don't want to open up that Pandora's box because then, just like that great slap last week, why you ain't do it? He did it. You'll never ever rest at home ever again. So I don't think you should ever do that. But to each his own, because there's some guys that'll say, well, he got it. And you got to understand, if he got that, he got something else, my brother.
Well, I'll tell you
That's
what.
all I got to say about it. What about you, Christopher?
You
You're the date doctor.
He hate when you become the host.
That's right. He just go into autopilot. Go ahead, Dave.
You're not, boss. Shut it back up.
You about to
Okay,
disappear. You about to disappear.
honestly, I look at it like this, man. I don't control women. I try to put no shackles on women. You don't have any kind of rules with me if you're dating me. So you do what you want to do. I just don't want a woman that want to accept gifts from another man. That just I just don't want a woman that want to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think you should ever try to legislate stopping a woman from doing something. That they are free spirits. They can do whatever they want to in the relationship, and that's when you learn the most about the woman is when she has the freedom to do whatever she wants. I tell women to do the same thing for men. Give him the freedom to do whatever he wants, because if you stop making things taboo, you start to see the exact person that is. A lot of women ain't gonna want to accept the gifts. She's not gonna want to accept the gift that you can afford. Sometimes women don't want you being overly nice to them because it's just in her mind. She feels like I don't want to do anything that would seem off base for my man. So I mean, me personally, I don't put rules on women. Blue can wear blonde.
But that ain't what the question asked you though, Chris.
What's that? I don't put shackles on women.
I said that wasn't what the question asked you.
I know. I'm done. You see that? I'm ducking that thing like Floyd. What?
Let me say that.
So
Chris, you
would
was
you let
on
him?
point. Chris, you was on point, but I would say this: whether it's a man or female, I think I've learned to appreciate, watch how people move, because it's back to if she receives it, then that tells you a lot more about what you got. Because most women gonna be like, "Nah, I'm not bringing that chaos into my relationship, the disrespect." You know, it was like a couple movies like that. Even Dead Presidents, when she was taking all that, I'm like, dude, like, nah, he ain't giving it for free. Like, everything come with some tax on it. So, when I seen the question, I was like, no, and then I thought about it, like, well, would she really accept some things? So that's the question I probably would have had. So, Super Mario.
It ain't my girl if he can get her. It ain't my girl, auntie.
So I always say most people are as faithful as their options. So I think that if you need to, like what Chris was saying, that's what I was gonna say. Like if you need to take it, even if it don't matter if I can give it to you or not. But if you feel like you could take it, like I feel like I want to date somebody who or marry or get in a relationship with somebody who understands life. That I don't have to break every little thing down. That you understand that this life we live in, most things are not for free and they come with intentions. Now, there might be delayed intentions or trying to seek delayed gratification from work put in. And I think that I want my wife to say that. So I want her to be able to say no. Because if she don't say no, then it's going to tell me something about her, which is going to tell me to say no. because I'm gonna feel like if your judgment not on, how can I commit to having my life with you? And I think in my head it's simple. I wouldn't do it, and I don't think you should do it. But I'm not gonna tell you not to because, like Chris said, I want to see what you're gonna do. But just know that decision is it can make or break us.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? Because I think is if you can't turn down something materialistic because you think I might get mad and you think it can hurt me, and if that doesn't matter enough for your satisfaction, then I don't want you in my corner or want to build with you anyway. Because most women know most men wouldn't want that. So even if I didn't mind, you should think I wouldn't want that. And if you're willing to risk that just for you to have satisfaction, I'm straight.
Yeah, I would say it like this, dog. That scene in Dead Presidents. I don't know the name of the guys, but dog, that scene in Dead Presidents where he
just cut it.
Oh, bro, that right there. That was a tough scene for me. But again, that's a decision that she must make on her own, man. That's a decision that she must make on her own. And if that's the decision that she make, bro, I would believe that she would give him some of them draws too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Listen, our last topic tonight, man, I wish the women would I really wish women would take our Truth or Dare and come on air. But the topic after this is my dissertation on why this whole trend about he got to apply pressure is a joke. I really want to have that conversation with women because it just does something to me. But the one that we're going to tackle first tonight, I'm going to give you a definition. So this young lady said that she had been dating this guy and they were cool and everything was amazing, right? It's a lot of key words in here. She finally gave him some. They had sex, right? And then after that, it was like it was different. He just didn't treat her the same. Like the relationship just faded out. He kind of ghosted her, right? There's a lot of variables inside of that. But from the male aspect of this, I know both parties. The guy receives something that we know as post-nut clarity. Well, this was a term that I wanted to say that I found it, and I've been using it for a while, but apparently it's on Wikipedia. What is post-nut clarity? The definition, the brief sense of calm and mental accuracy experienced by a man after ejaculation. All right, ladies, let me explain this to you. Everyone's experienced it at some point. I like you. Man, we dating. You cool. Everything's a vibe. And then we actually did the do. And after that, it is out of my control. From that moment on, it's like I come off cloud nine. I see different. I see you differently. I see the situation different. It's almost like I was possessed or I was in a trance. I had tunnel vision on having that experience with you. But after we had that moment, it is like an instant poof pow. And then you look over to your side and either you're going to be like, yeah, that's bae. Or you're going to be like, God damn, I got to get the heck out of here right now. So, ladies, if you never understood what post-nut clarity is, that is the definition. And I don't even know how to start the conversation because a couple of women asked us about post-nut clarity, and it's like, I don't know if they can really understand it. Ladies, man, this is one of your viewers had it in the comment box as well.
They did. Man, I don't know. I think it was MJG that said that the thrill is gone. But either way it go on. Yeah. That's the tunnel vision that Horace was talking about. If y'all didn't catch that, that guy has one thing on his mind, or that girl, but we're talking from a men's standpoint tonight. So he has that one thing on his mind. He achieves it, just like the trophy or that goal. He's accomplished it. What do you do when you hit your goals? You set new ones. So what Horace said is true. So what Horace said is true. Either he's going to look over and that's bae, or he's going to look over there and say, hey, now, it was fun, but I got to run. And you got to take that with a grain of salt. Y'all are two consenting adults. So y'all actually made a choice to make that step, and you got to deal with the consequences, how they come. For a lot of women, who run around and say, they got WAP, they find out that it's that thing ain't whopping. or
Stop
whatever. The way that it's supposed to be. Or you got stop calling me, stop hitting me up, stop telling people that we did anything. You know, it's a whole lot go on with this posting of clarity. But or you realize that it's not what you really thought it would be. And that's devastating as well.
Bro, sometimes but the one thing about PNC, you don't have any control about it. It's like your vision just changes. It's like, God, look at her earlobe. Like it's something like you just not there anymore. Date doctor.
Man, here's the thing. It's for real. It's a real thing. PNC is a real thing. And it's a jerk thing, man, but it's for real. Like I look at it as, you know how God gave female intuition? That is our form of female intuition, is PNC. It's like our superpower. Like I said this before, men fall in love through their eyes, women fall in love through their eyes and ears. But men, your eyes can fool you. You might see something, you know what I'm saying? You might see something, you might see a butt, you might see some titties, you might see a smile, cute, something. And you all in your mind, you think, yeah, that's it. But then your eyes is connected to your big brain, but your little brain is the one that's gonna tell you the truth. After you handle that business, man, your little brain tells you, nah, bro, that's not it. It sucks, man. It sucks. Now you can choose not to listen. That's up to you. Just like women choose not to listen to female intuition. But at the same time, it's not going to be wrong. It's never going to be wrong. Now, the caveat and the ironic thing about that is it is terrible in picking a wife. Mm-hmm. It's great in picking women that you have chemistry with, that you enjoy, that you have take good trips with, enjoy spending time with, vibe well with, trust PNC. But it's not good with picking wives, because that one thing will sell you too much, and you can't. It's not sustainable for a long period of time. So use it with picking women that you have chemistry with, that you want to be around, that you like. But when it comes to a wife, don't let it be paramount. Bring it down a notch, like 50%, and then you start to use your head and figure out all these other components to pick your wife. But it's great. It's never going to be wrong. It's always going to be right. Always trust a little head.
Yeah, Mario. Michelle Jones said PNC. PNC is post nut clarity. It's when your little guy, your little bot say, "I don't like it here. This is not a home."
I hate it here.
Yeah. Mario,
I think that I agree. I think everybody, and I see the ladies chiming in too, saying that they do it too, and I agree. I believe them too. I believe it happens to women too. But see, then that's when I agree, and I believe that. So then I'm confused because men
watch what he do here. Watch what he do.
Don't require 90 days, but women do. So I'm trying to understand. Why would you waste 90 days? That go back to our first thing of wasting 90 days knowing that you can get a PNC reaction that's not favorable to you. Why would you do that? Because right now, like Chris said, he made a good point. It's not the end all be all, but it's definitely a building block that centers your whole foundation of stuff for most people. So right now, 3 dates, 2 dates, okay, whatever it takes to get to kind of know somebody, whatever you're courting, and then you need to go in there, because most people gonna tell you that sex is very important. And if they don't say it out loud on public forums, they're gonna say it to their intermediate friends when they girl this or what's up, bro, this. They're gonna tell you that sex matters. So if sex matters, why do we act like it's so taboo and try to play it to the side like it don't matter and prolong the immediate stuff that we can't dismiss this. We can't. You wait 90 days. You go on 10 dates. You introduce her to your friends or introduce him to your friends. You go to church 1 or 2 times. All that, have a nut and be like, man, I can't do this.
Trash.
So
don't.
Because some kind of way you've grown attachment. Now you stuck for 90 more days in something that you know is not gonna work. Trying to get out of it. This shit crazy.
When did we start making them butts though? I was told I hear man slander all the time that we don't even make them bust. So all of a sudden now you're getting PNC when you tell us that we don't even make you get there. That's kind of suspicious to me.
Right. Then I hear people say this. I know I listen a lot in life. So when people tell me stuff, because I don't know everything, so I go by. It's people who I think have brilliant minds that I happen to come in contact with. Brilliant women, brilliant men. So when I hear people say, like on dating at the highest levels, like people been married for 40 years, people been married for 10 years, 2 years, they say, marriage is always evolving. You really never know a person. It takes a lifetime to know a person. You know those colloquials, you heard those before, right? Mm-hmm. You never really know people. It takes years to know people. So what the hell is 90 days gonna do?
Damn thing.
So what the hell is 90 days gonna do? Because in 90 days, see, this is the point. I keep telling y'all, I can lie through every fiber in my body for 90 days. I have been on a diet for 90 days, and the 91st day I ate a cheeseburger. What is that? Okay, I had a goal. My goal was 90 days. If I can get to this, to get that, most people with good discipline and delayed gratification will put in the work. So it baffles me that I hear so many smart people, intelligent people still trying to equate and trick the system by putting a timeline or pushing off sex like it's going to assure you that you know somebody, you can control something, or it lessens you getting fucked over when none of those things happen.
Right. Mario, I want to say this, that to your point, is like ladies, I'm sorry, y'all try to win the game. Listen, it's for all of us. Y'all try to customize it to y'all best advantage point. Listen, sometimes you just got to endure. So somebody was like, so the 90 days don't work. We've said this for 3 seasons. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep somebody on the side for 90 days. And then when the 90 days come upon, I'm going to go over there and claim my prize. It does not work. Second of all, women, y'all have all these rules, but the reality is, listen, you can play your game and do all that. You're just going to keep getting older. The game is the game. If you want to win, you're going to have to endure some of the rules, the possibilities, the consequences. That's just what the game is. You don't hear man complain about dating like women do. We don't. I'm trying to get it. Listen, Charles Barkley ain't never won a championship, but his big ass was out there rebounding.
It is. And most times it's, okay, after 90 days, yeah, girl, he done sent me roses, girl. We done went on dates. I see Nessa, one of our valued watchers, said, and I agree with her, because most men don't mind doing 90 days and most women like food. But that doesn't matter to a man with money. Like I keep telling women, like, that's why most men get money. To say, I'm going to play your game because I don't value money. So most dudes I know with money don't give a damn about buying you dinner. That's nothing to them because you're still giving them your body. And most women's bodies is attached to their heart. So now I have you. I have you mentally messed up and everything. And all I did is buy you a couple of lobsters, shrimps, and take you to some nice ambiance. That's a even swap, no swindle. Most men would swap that out any day. You telling me I can have sex with you, have you crazy about me, and all I got to do is buy you a couple meals? Shit. Oh, because that's all a little bit overtime.
Well, see, for me, I've never been one that suggests to wait 90 days. If a woman does that, even say something like that to you, get rid of her. You got to value your time
toxic.
way more.
Red flag.
You got to value your time way more. Like you got to think in them 90 days, how many hours did you spend talking? How many text messages that you sent? How many times did you go to see her? Like that, your time is extremely valuable. Don't waste your time on women that wants to give you a probation period. Like,
what
why?
if you like it? See, this is a teachable moment.
You should like women like that. Stop liking women.
This is a teachable woman. This is a teachable moment. See, Chris right now is telling you what y'all expect. I'm going to make him wait 90 days. And if he don't want me, he's going to feel like Chris. Man, because if you don't want to wait 90 days, I'm not playing with nobody. Nobody not playing with me. I'm gone. But what happened if you bump into the old Mario, who I'm texting you every day? I'm going by your house there. I'm smiling. I'm meeting moms. That's the thing. What you don't understand is most guys are not Chris. Most guys are going to play that game for the long because, like Horace said, they're going to have one or two more that they just constantly smashing. So now it become a game. You turn something, somebody might have liked you. They might have really liked you. They might have had interest in you. And once you come to me with that 90 day trying to trick the game and all that, now it become, let me see if I'm going to win. And then now it become, okay, bet. This what you want to do? I say no more, my sister. I'm in for the long haul. Walgreens, here I come every Thursday. I can be out of town. Chris, can you please go take flowers to a jar? Baby, I was just thinking about you. But see, so once you open that book, when all these, I know when a man playing me. Cool, let's see how much you know. Because I'm willing to show up to the family reunion and kiss you on the forehead and say, baby, let me get that chair for you. Don't play. Because there's niggas like that who don't mind playing and think this is and turn it into the best game of their life. Like, yeah, boy, I got her. She invited me to the trip, boy. I'm going across it. I'm telling you.
Gotta see it through, my boy.
So you think that it's gonna work out like Chris? Oh, if I tell him 90 days, he just gonna, if he really care, he gonna get tired of me. There's some niggas who don't have no interest in you, who will wait 190 days. And then in 190 days, you in love. And now you done told your mama, your grandma, and everybody else in your family this the one. And in his head, he already met his one.
Got to see it through, my boy. Got to
long run, short catch. That's what an old man told me about that. It's a long run. It's a short catch. It might be a TikTok too, Blues. It depends on how fast he is. Could be a 3-minute brother. Give you the best 3 minutes of your life. But whatever. That's just me.
All right. Well, I got one. Listen, I really say, and
is this a generalization?
Huh?
Is this a generalization?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. That sounds like a generalization.
Oh,
goes off limits.
Because what is honest? See, that's what I'm talking about. Them the people right there. What is honest? So now I know you already coming in saying, okay, hey, if you show me that you're my knight in shining armor and that you're not playing no games, and I'm gonna give you this coup. Say no more. Hey, baby. I know it. Women say they want consistency, to be flattered, to be whoa, to be here we go. So then all I know is check 1, check 2, check 3, 30 days. Blue, you through. Next. Bro, this ain't rocket science. This is the game that people not getting. And this thing, the sad thing about it is it's gonna go over so many people's head and they're gonna be like, shit, that'll never work on me. And it's working right now.
Yeah, right now.
Listen, I'm gonna give y'all one more to slam. I'm gonna give y'all one more to slam home. You know what thing that bothers me out there is when I see this trending statement, especially some of the habitual single ones out there in my Facebook and social media, get in the post and they say, "Oh, girl, if he really wants you, he got to apply pressure." And then you see all the habituals. "Oh yeah, girl, blah 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 blah." Stop it.
I say, yeah. What kind of pressure you want? 35%, 25%, 40%? Hey, call me the air pump. I'm pumping it up. Whatever your pressure is, I'm going right to it. That does not work. I'm telling you, bro. I've sent flowers around the United States, all in unison. I have homeboys on every coast. I can meet a bitch on the plane, and before she land, I have a bitch standing there with the sign saying, "Mario's thinking about you." And he just wants you to get off and smell these roses on the way home. And here's your Uber. Do not play. Okay. Y'all keep thinking people like that don't exist and have no interest.
Zero.
Dog, let me tell you something, and I'm going to shut up. You know, when I first started dating my wife, I had to really say dates are not a game. Like, dating is what we deserve as romantic people. Because so many women had played that 90 days, all that bullshit, I turned it into a game. So I did all that romantic stuff, and I never thought nothing of it. It never mattered to me. So then when I started dating my wife seriously, I had to relearn, like, no, this is a time to be connected. This is a time to be romancing. Because it was just it was a game to me. These people know. These people are my homeboys in the street. I did not care. You could be telling your girl, I got him wrapped around the finger the whole time. You know how many women probably have said that? How many people have said that about me? Oh, I got it. Oh, yeah, lock him in. All right.
You know what's the interesting part about he got to apply pressure? I'm going to say this. The women always say, You know, they can tell they looking for a good guy and all of that stuff. But I always say, them eyes is what they looking for. Them eyes are really deceiving them because when that debatable 10 years ago, I really didn't put any effort into dating. Like women would come on to you, like you got a little chest, you got a little frame, hell. And then they'll meet you and be like, oh, I know you how nice you are. They will create this persona of you even before talking. So they have put a profile of you are this amazing guy and you just smart, you wise and all this, but really all she got to go off is just physical attraction. But then you'll take me 10 years later, a little plumper, actually a better person. I don't get the same approach from women. You know what I mean? So when I see that post about why he got to apply pressure, it's funny to me because most of the people are not habitually single. And like Mario said, you pretty much going to give me the roadmap. I'm going to play this game for a little bit. And then once I got my return on investment, I'm out. You know what I mean? Because that's where your mindset at. Okay, well, I'm good. So, date doctor, what I'm missing?
I don't know. I feel like this, man. If I tell a guy like this, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working for you, continue to do it. If applying pressure has netted you the results with women that you like, that you want, continue to apply pressure and teach other people to apply pressure. But what tends to happen is men that apply pressure don't get the results that they want or expect and then get upset about it. I tell men all the time, fellas, you must experience a woman actively pursuing you. Right. You must experience a woman really likes you and just do both and see which one you like the most. Dog, I know I counsel men that have said they have never heard a woman say when I'm going to see you or when I'm going to see you again or just nice little things that women that to me I find normal, but a lot of men is so used to the pursuing they don't get good morning texts. They the ones constantly sending them out. They don't get compliments. They the one constantly giving them out. They don't get conversation initiations. They the one calling her all the time. All I say is experience, even if it ain't with the woman that you physically think is the best. Experience a woman catering to you. Experience a woman showing extreme interest in you and see if you like that more. Because I guarantee you, brother, you're going to like that way more than applying pressure. Because let's just say she does do that, right? You can continue to apply pressure. There's nothing wrong with if you get a kick out of doing nice things for women and they give you the return that you can appreciate, continue to do it. But normally, women are hypergamous by nature. They want to date up. So if they want to date up, they're going to want to do those nice things for a man. You must experience this, fellas. Experience women really liking you, and then you do it. That's all I got on this. I'm not hating on men that apply pressure. I don't care. Women can say that all the time. Don't listen to what women say. Listen, look, and react to what women respond to. If she says she like to apply pressure, tell her, show you the man that she got with, got married to, and was submissively catering to that would apply pressure. Because 9 times out of 10, it ain't the guy that applying pressure. There's 10 dudes in the inbox applying major pressure. She's chasing one. But you pick whoever you want to be.
Yeah, the key word we talked about this season is reciprocity. Reciprocity. At least show me that you're interested and I do the rest. Zay the latest man.
I was gonna say amen to Chris for that sermon. Guys, if y'all ain't hear nothing else, roll that tape back to what Chris said. Because for the suckers who don't get women saying good morning to you or engaging you in any way, shape, or form, that's a sad life. I don't know how y'all living. Talk to Jesus about that, get it together. The other part that I wanted to compartmentalize, Chris said that there are guys that are out here applying the pressure. And I was going to say applying pressure to what? Because you hit on another important fact. When you said, guys, stop listening to women tell you to apply pressure. Right. Oh, she's not a woman. I mean, she's not a man. I'm sorry about this. She's a woman. She don't know how to be a man. There's no way she could tell you how to apply pressure. She could tell you what she liked and what she would like for a man to do. but you got to look at your investment, since you know everyone wants to talk about return on investment and things like this. What are you investing to? And women, don't get mad with me, but I want you to understand something. If you have multiple kids and multiple baby daddies and you're out here telling man what he need to do to get with you, shut the fuck up immediately. Straight up. Listen, you need to, hey, if you are a 4, date a 4. Stop looking for a 10 and complaining about the rest of the guys that fall inside that category. You wrong. You dead wrong too. And I hope you heard every word I said. Guys, I'm gonna fault you, because if you're listening to a woman who's not up to par, up to caliber, and tell you to apply pressure, and you're applying pressure, you are a dumbass. I ain't doing that. I'm gonna always have myself in a position of power because I like to win. What you want to do is you want to win, but you want to win the woman over. How you do that? Real men, you don't have to tell them to apply pressure; they apply it. As my brother Mario just told you, when he sat back and he looked at what he wanted to do. Ain't nobody had to tell him to do a thing. He did it all. And I think that's a key that most women lose somewhere in the bunch. And they start trying to drive the vehicle. Stop trying to drive the vehicle and tell a man that you want him to lead. That don't make no sense. Look at how he drives the vehicle and see if you want to get in the car. It's a better analogy. I don't know. But then again, I'm just saying. I'm just telling you the way I see it. It's my point of view. It could be totally wrong, but I think it might be right. Or there's some truth to it.
Volusia, you spell Chris wrong.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something that we haven't done in a long, long time. We actually had a show that's gonna be under an hour.
Look at God. We spared y'all this week. Y'all got to love us. So now, if y'all don't do anything else, y'all got to share this. Y'all got to tag somebody, let them check out some of this game we dropped. Some of y'all ain't gonna like it. Some of y'all gonna love it. We hope that you took the parts that work for your life. Come back.
I think it was 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes of pure Pimp C.
Man, Chris.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna give it to the date doctor to start the closing act, because this, boy, we can get under an hour, boy. Ooh-wee.
Appreciate you guys for showing up tonight, man. It's been a really, really, really great conversation. This was. Conversation never stopped, and it was really good. I appreciate it for myself as a viewer tonight. I enjoyed every one of you guys' commentary tonight, and I really appreciate it. Also, I want to give I know we've been talking about it enough, man, but let's keep in mind that these two gentlemen are human beings, right? We're doing a lot of talking. When you say Chris Rock, it was. I would have did something else. You're not being sensitive to Chris Rock. You're basically saying you're a punk because you didn't do this. And I'm not going to be a part of continuing to shatter Will Smith's name. So for me, if you guys want to do what I'm doing, anytime this is brought up, I bring up January 6th, because some people seem to think that both of those acts were equally egregious. And if they're equally egregious, I might not believe that, but I'll go with that. But if they're equally egregious, then they need to be equally forgettable. And we have forgotten what happened January 6th. So anytime somebody brings up the slap gate and everything like that, make sure they remind them of January 6th. And also comics, I think it's what you're saying about that man's wife now is way worse. I've heard bald-headed B. I've heard a lot of vitriol sent to that man's wife. Come on, stop that. That woman didn't do nothing to you, and there's no reason why you need to be talking about her like that. That's my simp moment.
All right, ladies, man. Wait. Zay Turner.
I am not. I'm just saying I don't like to see men not acting like men, and I'm upset with them. I just want them to regain their composure. I need them to regain their composure. When kings don't forget that they're kings, they become servants. So I don't want them to do that. I will say this, though. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. I know the Duke is playing for the championship, and everybody wanted to watch that, but you're here with us. So, again, we thank you for that. Tax season is coming to a halt. Let's not forget that. Come check me out at the Definitive Taxes. We are at 2161 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard in West Palm Beach. And we've jumped into the information highway, so you can email me your information if you still need help or have questions. You can do that too. we're all about support here at the Black Super Friends Podcast. So support us, let us support you. I am done. What about you?
Super Mario the Senior.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all coming out, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I appreciate y'all listening. And hopefully y'all got something from this show, because this is a insightful show if we ever did do one in a long time. I think from all four of us, you could have got something that you could have put in your box to use later, women and men. So I hope that you locked it away, not too tight, so it could be used at the proper moment. So thank you. Now we're gonna ask you to do what Zay asked you to do every time. Please share, repost, and tag us, and then tell everybody next Monday at 9 p.m. we will be back like we never left.
All right, listen, we closed out tonight. Send it to somebody in Messenger, hit share it on Instagram. I don't care how you do it, but listen, this is probably one of the best shows. And if you know how hosting goes, that was one of the ones where I could take pride in because it flowed. That is the biggest. I have a big job when I come on this show to make sure our conversation flows and to make sure my guys are magnificent as they were. Hey, tomorrow, I was so honored to have my brother in the house of the Lord yesterday.
You invite me.
The movie comes out there tomorrow. Zay, if you were not out all night, you could have been in service. Okay.
Boy, I didn't even get the invite.
I understand.
I had to see it on live.
You and Norman Ministry is beyond the walls, inside where there are poles and whatnot. But we want to wish my mother, who is 62 years old tomorrow, looks good as heck. I must say happy birthday to my mother, Bishop Vicky Wright. I am the oldest. And listen, after me, she had a bunch of other children. But, you know, hey, that's what things happen like that. So tomorrow is going to be a happy birthday for her. Chris came to church yesterday, me, him, and Norman. And you'll see the movie tomorrow. It was so impactful and moving. So shout out to Bishop Vicky Wright and all the mothers on 30th Street.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Man.
Listen,
And my Chris made me cuss, just so you know for the record.
Chris put on a show in church yesterday, I must say.
I tore that thing.
You was crying?
No, I was in that called the ruckus, dog. So
Bruh.
okay, we finna go over the 3 minutes, but I'm trying to make it quick.
Go ahead, you got to.
So I come in there, right? You know, the one girl in there that I used to mess with is with a dude now, right? So I'm in there talking about if either one of y'all preside over this wedding, I'm gonna act like Dwayne Wade when Whitney got married and wreck it, right? So I said that to Jarrell's wife. I said that to Horace's mama. I went up to her mama and said the same thing, right? So we having food and everything. So I get to the plate and I was like, "Oh, was this prepared before my enemies?" I was snapping all day in church yesterday. It was crazy.
I could take the night off. Auntie. Hey, Auntie. Always a pleasure to have Auntie on the show, man. Like I said, we're closing out. I got 1 hour. This is a dream to me. So we'll see y'all next week. Same Black Super Friends podcast channel. Peace out.